All right,
All
mic
right.
check, mic check. We have a very, very, very special guest. Let me put my headphones on.
Facts. Manies.
A guy that is pretty booked and busy.
Yes, he is.
Very difficult to get a hold of this man. But somehow he found the time.
Appreciate that.
He found the time and the love in his heart to come bless us. Ladies and gentlemen, Old Pearlman in the building. Old Pearlman in the building.
Thank you, Joe Budden. Thank you, gentlemen.
Now, Old, what is your occupation when you have to write it down?
That is a good question.
Magician.
A liar. No. I mean, it's a mentalist on paper. You ask my wife, I'm just mental. But here's what everybody knows what a magician is, right? Everybody knows in their mind, you think a magician, you think card tricks, you might think David Blaine, David Copperfield.
You started with the card trick, so
I love card tricks. I love card tricks. Trust me, I love card tricks. That was the start. The evolution is now I can do the tricks, but I don't need any props. It's just in your mind. So it's magic of the mind. It's kind of like the next level. You've seen a lot of magicians. You haven't seen me. So it's kind of where I no longer need props. You could drop me off in front of 5,000 people. It's just me. The show is me. I don't need bunnies. I don't need boxes.
No sleight of hand and that type of stuff?
I could still do it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not what I do anymore.
Got it. Gotcha.
Okay.
He upgraded.
That's child's play.
Upgrade, exactly.
Okay.
You have a publicist.
I
few
theoretically,
publicists.
I guess so.
Because this is my thing. How do you figure out that you can do this?
Right?
How did you learn that you have this gift? Because magician, I think 3-card money in Vegas.
Yep.
I think somebody with the rabbit in a hat. I think the Prestige and all these other movies.
Good
Sleight of
movie.
hand
That's
stuff.
a good
Love
movie
that
right
movie.
there. That's
One
a
of
One of the best movies
callback
ever.
right
That is a
there.
fact.
One of the
Very
best
good
movies
movie.
ever, The Prestige. But when I see you, like I learned about you on Hard Knocks.
Nice. Jets fan?
And it's no, Giants, but I
Yeah.
watched it.
Everyone's like, why didn't you tell us what happened to Aaron Rodgers if you're that good?
Same thing happened to him.
Yo, you should have seen how much hate I got.
For the Jets one?
Oh, no, I mean, when Rodgers went down in the first play, the first drive, and everyone's like,
predict that.
oh, it's the mentalist. What the hell?
Yeah, no. But that looks real. The reactions look real.
Oh, it's all real.
I feel like this gift has to come from a dark place.
Huh?
I'll be honest with you.
I was up watching videos. And
Are you talking about
everything.
like some devil magic or some shit?
Yes.
No,
yes.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But
That's
like,
what I thought. I
All
was like,
good.
this-
It all
I-
comes from the light.
I was like, he's a witch.
Yeah, I feel like
Straight up.
But even that witches don't necessarily got to be bad.
I'm talking about the ones that they would have had out there in the 1600s.
this
Yeah.
is some type of intuitive gift that he has, and I'm assuming he's had it since young.
Yeah,
right?
I got lucky on my timelines. 1600s. I wouldn't be here with you. I would have been first show and burned at the stake.
Yep.
On the stage
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's a gift, but I would describe it as, you have a gift for music, right?
Yes.
And so certain people have that, some people don't. They could train their whole life. It's either in you, whether you said God gave it to you or came in you somehow, but you can get better at it. So I think anyone could do what I'm doing in a way. They could learn some of the mentalism stuff, but will they get good enough at it to do it at this level? I mean, that's probably a no. Otherwise, there'd be more people. But it's kind of a trained talent. It's an innate talent that you could train. It's kind of like sports. You think Aaron Rodgers, you think that's all talent? No, that's hard work. That's like decades and decades of working your butt off, outworking the person next to you. I outwork my competition at what I do. That's a fact.
At what age did you first realize, hey, I got something?
Yeah, I feel like Dad was beating the brakes out of you, and you needed to start knowing what was on Dad's mind before he got home.
I see the belt shake a little. I'm like, that belt's about to come off. And that's one with a buckle, too. That's no good, no good. If my dad hears this, you were
Yeah,
not
that's the one
beating
my
me.
mom used.
Not beating me. A couple of good slaps. I think back in the day, a couple of good slaps set you straight, put the fear of God in me. Things have changed now.
Oh, my Lord.
So from when you were, let's just say, 10, 12 years old.
So I have really good intuition. I'll tell you a really unusual story that I can't explain, but my mom, I have twin sisters that are older than me, fraternal. And then when I was a kid, this is a real weird story. I always kept having a make-believe, like an imaginary friend. I said, I have a twin, like, because I was so obsessed with them having twins. And then when I was 12, my mom told me, you did have a twin who died at birth. and it's a true story. She never told me. They know how to tell me that I was a twin also, and I was born in Israel. It was during a war in Lebanon, and it was kind of all the doctors were in a different location. It was, at birth, the twin died, and it was this weird thing where I'm like, I always knew that, and it freaked me out, and until she told me, it never clicked. And so I always had very good intuition. I'm not psychic. I don't believe that I'm psychic. It's not supernatural, but there's intuitive things that I don't care where you are spiritually, you've had experiences where you're like, how did I know that?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows that, but we always say, nah, that wasn't real.
Right.
But if you can tap into that, there's instinct. So a lot of the time when I'm on TV and you see things and people go, it's fake, I love when haters go, it's fake in comments. I mean, that's the best compliment you can give me. Like, have you ever seen the Joe Burrow clip?
Yes.
Yes.
The Joe Burrow
not.
clip's probably most popular. Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
Here, should I tell you real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, tell him.
I'm at the Bengals facility. I go in there with ESPN. Shout out to my man, Adam Schefter. And we go in there. They tell us right off the bat, Joe Burrow's not going to be involved. He's shy. He's a good dude, but he's shy. It's not his fault. And he goes, he doesn't really want to be involved. And they go, don't even call on him. Nothing. I go in there, let me do what I do. I get in there, and I warm them up. I start freaking out everybody in the team. He's a team leader, so I get them fired up. Should we get Joe in here? They go, yeah, yeah. And Joe stands up. I have not spoken a word to Joe on the lives of my kids and my wife. And Adam Schefter went on air and told everybody. Pat McAfee's like, did you ever talk to him before? He goes, dude, he didn't talk. They didn't even say he could use him in the show. I've never talked to this man a word in my life before I tell him to stand up. And I say, look around this room. All my eligible receivers stand up.
This is so
tight
Joe
ends,
Burrow,
wide
by the
receivers.
way.
Everyone stand up. Full depth chart. I say, look at the room, look at me. I write down in huge, and I show the camera, throw the ball anywhere you want. Bam! First person he throws to, nailed it. Everyone's like, did he get lucky? I go, double or nothing. Same thing. Look at it, throws it to another guy, nailed it. Third time,
This one was-
he fakes to Jamar. So Jamar, and then he throws to another guy. Boom, exactly the play I call. He goes nuts. And you see like Joe Burrow who doesn't react. Like, watch the video later.
Yeah.
So when you ask me, that is something that I waited 2 years to do, that I was figuring out how I would do it, what he would do, what would happen, how do you when you walk in a maze, what makes you turn left, what makes you turn right? Mm-hmm. I know if you're going to turn right. I know if you were about to turn left, we're going to turn right, and then decide to go left at the end. I was in his head more than he was.
How has this gift helped you with exes of yours?
We got to ask them
How
right now.
has it helped you
Get the X-Files.
in your romantic?
It sounds like it would be a
Life.
hindrance, really.
Not enough, let me tell you. Married 12 years, my powers are only for good now. So yeah, unfortunately, these skills are wasted. You know what I was? In college.
He good. He good. That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
In college, it didn't help me. It helped all my friends because I was the ultimate wingman. They're like, let's get you over here. Yeah, girls, come on over.
Imagine.
I line them up, then I move out of the way. My boys are like, yo, that's my guy right there. And then they go in for the kill.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's better than your thumb.
That's his way of saying I used to be a pretty good wingman myself.
Yeah.
He's a great wingman.
Back in my day.
They didn't even, at first they would be nice about it. They're like, I'll buy you a beer. Then like, dude, just come do tricks for these girls. I'm like, what is this?
So you're aware who your competitors are.
Sure. But it's really one of those games where there's not much competition in this because there's so few of us and there's so much demand. And the more people do this, like it's bringing awareness. If you would have talked to people 2-3 years ago, I think a lot of people in this country would be like, what's a mentalist? And now because of all the sports clips and all these things, it's hit like that level of you're hearing about it more, you know it, and it's kind of defined a genre.
That's kind of where I'm at with it, right? Because if I'm a competitor of yours,
Yep.
still, because it's so
Niche.
yeah, my success kind of relies somewhat on how well you do.
Rising tides lift all ships. Like I got a lot of
Yeah.
buddies who were kind
good
of
one.
me 5-10 years ago, and they're getting a lot of these things because people hear about them. They call me. They can't afford me. They're like, let's take them. I can only be one place at a time. Something fell. I did that with my mind. Sorry.
Yo,
Playing games.
Don't start that
You
stuff
playing
over
games,
here, man. Don't start shaking up Corey, man. Corey, you good?
Flip might need a change of
Everybody cool?
underwear right now. I don't know if you saw it.
You good, Corey?
Flip's the one who said it was devil magic and he just shit his
Nah, I didn't
pants.
say that. He said that. I ain't say nothing, man. I'm just listening.
You thought it, though.
Nah,
Flip is afraid to talk right now. Like he's sitting here, he's sitting still.
He is shook.
This is the most still I've ever seen him.
He's got a bottle of holy water in his pants ready.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm trying to be a mentalist in my own way.
Yeah.
Trying to see his
You
tricks.
are.
Right?
You are.
Well,
You are in your own
Different
way.
kind of mentalist.
Watch
Different
yourselves.
definition.
Watch it. Right in front of company. Yeah.
New Joe Burrow.